What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Tuesday Podcast. The man that I have on the show tonight most likely doesn't need any kind of introduction for any of you guys who get on YouTube and type in pressure washing or anything of that nature. You're going to see this dude. Somebody's already commenting. This is going to be like the double big head show. But anyway, man, you guys make sure you hit the like button, man. It tells YouTube's algorithm that we're doing something cool. Guys, I want to welcome a man that I have the utmost respect for. This man has helped me in my business just from his videos, and he's also helped me in my personal life when I was in dire need of medical attention. Him and his family stepped up and helped me a ton, so I have the utmost respect for this man. I see all you guys jumping on. Jason can see you guys. He can see everything you guys are saying. So, guys, I'm going to welcome Jason Geiman to the show, Pressure Wash Help. I don't know if you guys have found his YouTube channel or not. If you have not, then you need to get out from under your rock. But anyway, Jason, welcome to the show, man. Tell everybody what's up.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Scott. Yeah, I love to do a little bit of pressure washing, but, and I love to help any way I can, especially when I see a pressure washer in need. And, when you're in a spot where you were at, that's pretty much a pressure washer in need. And that's something that, I love to give back to the community. And that's something that's just one way that I can do that. And that's my goal, is to help people. So,
yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. That you and your brother helped me out a ton, man. Guys, what we're going to do tonight, you guys who tune in Tuesday nights, you know that we're going to ask Jason a few questions, just some stuff I've got lined up. And then once we get through this, we'll jump over and let you guys have it as far as questions. Jason can see your guys. He can see everything you guys are saying. And if you guys have a question that he wants to answer, he'll jump on, guys. It's a good opportunity to get some great information from a great dude. So, Jason, we've seen your channel, bro. We know what you do. You got your huge mentor thing going on, your education thing going on with Pressure Wash. Is it pressurewashhelp.com, correct?
That is correct.
And you guys, if you have not went over there to look at what Jason's going on with his training and stuff, it's huge. So you guys need to check that out. We all know who you are, man. Most of us, but nobody really knows your backstory. And that's one thing I've been doing on my channel is all the big names in the industry. I like to know, how'd you get into this, man? I mean, tell us a little backstory on it.
So I used to be a fireman, and I was at the firehouse. And before that, I was actually a diesel mechanic. I used to work on heavy equipment. So that's kind of how I know the equipment side of things. That's how the equipment side of things is what I know and do. And so this is one of those things that I did when I was, I got a full ride. I was actually homeschooled. So I was homeschooled back in the day when homeschooling wasn't so cool. But I did get a full ride at a Northwestern University. I got an associate's degree in diesel technology. And so from that, then I became a fireman. And I used to work on heavy equipment and, the big D9s, scrapers, stuff like that. And so from that, I went on and became a fireman. Well, as I was sitting at the firehouse, there was a guy that was like, dude, I want to start a pressure washing business because look at all these houses have green on it. Now, my mind went back to when I was a pressure washer working on heavy equipment and working on equipment and, the nasty grease, and you would be digging grease out for days out of your ears and out of your hair and everything. So I was like, that doesn't sound like no fun to me. Well, I kept searching and I got on the internets, and this was back in the day of the forums. This was before Facebook and really even before YouTube. Michael Crisley was one of the YouTubers back then, but and so that'll go full circle. And so the thing that I did is I went and I started a pressure washing business. So I studied it for about a year before I jumped into it. And then because, the how-to of it was pretty simple for me because I did have the hands-on, I'm a mechanic. I can figure that stuff out. The hard part for me was, which is the hard part for about 99% of the people is how to get customers. How do I get customers? How do I get the customers I want versus how do I not get the customers I don't want? You know, I started out doing Groupon. So yes, I literally started out as a $99 guy because Groupon got $99 and I got $99. But I lived and learned, and I started growing the business, and that is how I kind of got started. And so through that, this was in 2012, 2013-ish. I grew the business, and, you know, it was one of those things that I grew it. And in 2017, I did have a business partner. We did sell it in 2018, but in 2017, we did hit $1 million. And then in 2018, it didn't do so well because through the sale of everything. And then in 2019, I was still on doing marketing and safety and all that kind of stuff. And it did another $1 million in 2019. And so that kind of gets me to where I'm at now. But the biggest reason why I started it was just because, you know, the one guy sitting at the firehouse. And actually, I seen Michael Kreisley on Pressure Washing Friends yesterday, and he is probably the most person that I would say that has helped me be successful with where I am. And it's kind of like a you know, and I ended up actually buying his business out, and that is who my YouTube channel is. It was up to, I think he had up to about 25 to 3,000 subscribers. And then I took it over, and then I've grown it to, well, I think I just hit 24,000 subscribers. So
yeah, your channel's doing great, man. Yeah, I didn't know any of that, man. That's cool, man. So do you miss owning a pressure washing company?
No, honestly, I love helping people. I love helping people get to the level of, you know, I've got people that did 80,000 last year, their very first year. I got people that did 150,000 last year, their very first year, and it's life changing. And that is what makes me excited. When I see people do things extraordinarily that, you know, they're coming from, you know, I went and met with one of the guys that I did some pressure, or I went and did a ride along. I do some ride alongs with people, and I'll come down and just ride along and get some video and stuff like that. And when I see somebody that, you know, the wife comes up to me and thanking me to death of, you know, usually when I go to the eye doctor, I got to either get eyeglasses or contacts because we were too poor. This time we got to get both. So yeah. That's what makes me excited, is because this is a business that can change your life, literally change your life. It can change your family tree, the whole 9 yards, you know. Just like Wade put on here, because Wade's been in my membership here of, you know, signs, got me developer, you know, house flipper, you know, a clean 300 and a flipping 651 sign. And he actually done more work. I think he said he got off like $1,400 or $2,000 off of, you know, a couple hundred signs, so, or 100 signs.
Well, me, I mean, I guess I'm technically a YouTuber in the industry now, but you know, I was on your channel last year before.
Yeah, and you don't have to come back too.
Yeah, I was back before I had my heart attack when I was still thought I was healthy and everything. But you know, we discussed my goals for that year was $100,000, and we didn't make it. We made it about halfway there. Of course, we were dealing with COVID, and we were mainly doing windows at the time. We were just started washing houses, but you know, I can attest just from watching your videos and the help with my business coaches. One of them was on here tonight, Mike, at All About Pressure Washing. You know, we're already at 21,000 for the quarter right now, and that's almost what I made in an entire year in law enforcement, man. So it's, you know, people like you guys that help people, and you've helped me a ton, and that's why I was so excited to get you on the show tonight. But let's get into the grits and the gravy, man. If you could go back,
Mike is one of those ones that's been around way back, and even when Michael Kreisley, and he's been around forever, and that's another person that you definitely need to listen to. And, you know, he's another one that's been around forever. So
yeah, he just dropped the new video tonight on he's got a new top secret, chemical solution that he's, you got to see the video, man. Anyway, it's mold maker or mildew maker or something. You put them in paintballs and you shoot them on the house. Anyway, it's all a joke, but anyway, the Joker's a nut, but no, he's helped me a ton as well. If you could go back and do it all again, would you change anything? If so, what would you change?
I would definitely change some things. Some things that I would look at is looking at your numbers closer. You know, when I see people get where they are, a lot of times they don't pay attention to their numbers. And not paying attention to the numbers is not a good thing. A lot of people don't understand what profit is. I really didn't understand what profit was till just recently, to be honest with you. And, that's just time of me learning and getting there. And, some people think profit is whatever I'm paying myself. Well, technically that's not profit. Profit is really what is after you get done paying yourself. That's what profit is, and especially if you're in the business, if you're a technician, you are paying yourself $25 an hour at that point, because when you get out of that technician spot, you're going to have to pay somebody that. And maybe it's not $25 you're paying them, but you got to pay payroll tax, all the other bull crap that goes along with it. And so not knowing your numbers can hurt you and make you where you can't grow at that point, where you could grow if you knew your numbers and got really good with your numbers. A lot of people think that, oh, I made $300 is good, which it is good, and I'm not going to make that bad. But how much did it cost you to make that $300? Mm-hmm. Not just the chemicals and that, but marketing, all these things go into that number, and that's some pretty important stuff at the end of the day.
That's an interesting point, man, especially going back to everybody wants to know how much should I be charging? How much should I be charging? How much should I be charging? Guys, I mean, just like Jason's saying right there, I had to learn that the hard way. I mean, when you're charging, you feel guilty for charging someone $300 for a house wash. And then when you figure out your numbers, like me, I'm following the Profit First program. And it's actually starting to transform my entire business.
And then you need to read Pumpkin Plan next book, so that'll even transform it even more.
Okay, same author, right?
Yeah, same author. No, okay. but it goes back to, this is what I preach a lot of, is you are not your customer. A lot of times we fall in this trap of, I would never pay that much, or how can I charge little old granny so much money? And maybe little old granny isn't your customer. And we fall into this trap of, oh, I would never pay that much. I would never do that. Well, you're right, because I'm not my customer. I would never pay somebody that much to wash my house. I would definitely never pay somebody $1,800 to $2,000 for Christmas lights, but we have a whole bunch of people that do, And so getting out of that mentality is the thing that you need to do so that you can grow your business, because it goes down a hamster trail. Yeah, maybe you only charge $200. Well, then you can't get as much to market. Then you can't do so much to get more business for the next job and the next job and the next job.
Well, that's the biggest thing that I ran into, and Mike helped me with that one a good bit. But it was like, him and I would have discussions. I'm like, look, okay, I'm officially a business owner. I mean, I know that there's got to be some kind of percentages that need to be going everywhere. Mike calls it a war chest. But like with the Profit First that I'm following, I mean, I'm paying myself 50%. So on a $300 job, I'm only making $150. 5% goes to profit, pure profit. Boom. Everything else is taxes and expense. And so that's just an interesting point, man. And I've had several people on the show, and that's the biggest thing that they talk about is you got to know your numbers. I mean, if you don't know where your money's at, where it's going, how much you actually have, you're 8 out of 10 small businesses fail, and that's the reason why.
And another good book that I recommend, and I highly recommend, it's E-Myth. E-Myth is a great book as in the fact of learning what a business is. A lot of people don't understand what a business is. And it's all about working on your business instead of in your business. And that's a hard thing to do. And even setting up your organization, and even if your name is in all the spots, but setting that organization plan up so that way you can start marking your name off and putting this person's name in. And so that way it's a great book to teach the difference between a technician, an entrepreneur, and a business and a management. And that's why I would highly that is my new book, go-to book of teaching new people how to be entrepreneurs. Because a lot of people don't know how to do it. Most people in this industry that I can even look down through here have been a technician or have been somebody that is worked at a 9 to 5, making $20 an hour, $30 an hour, and that's what you think of. And that's not what a business is at the end of the day.
No, it's not. And Yeah, and that's, my whole first year. I mean, of course, we took a loss, but this year I know that everything has got to be where it needs to be. Honestly, because like in my life, I'm trying, especially since my heart attack and everything, it's put this business into an entirely different perspective for me because I want to grow it as something to leave my son. I've got one son and 6 girls, and the girls may want it. I don't know, but somebody, hopefully, they can walk into something that I built, with the help of you guys, and things like that. But like just something that I can get out here and build for my son, so that one day maybe when he turns 16, he won't have to go work at a a chicken place like I did, or fast food or something, or things like that. So that's my why.
And that's important to know your why. And a lot of times we don't know our why, and so it is important to know our why.
Yeah. What is your why, man?
Well, my why is take care of my family and my 2 girls. I got 2 girls, one that is 6, which will be 7 here shortly, and one that is 12. And that's my why.
Yeah, so that's awesome, man. Guys, we see you guys jumping on. All you guys that are utilizing the super chat feature, we appreciate it. It helps the channel out so much. We got about 45 people, and they're slowly going up. I'm going to ask, I want to keep talking to Jason just a few more minutes, you guys. And I know you guys are chomping at the bit to get his wisdom while he is here. Jason, I'm a new guy, man. Let's just say I still am. I'm only been in the business about 1.5 years now. What are the 3, like, if you had 3 tips? I mean, if you need 5, David Moorman needed 5. So, but if you had 3 to 5 tips that you could give Joe, the new guy, I want to start my pressure washing business. What should I do? What are the top 3 to 5 things I should do?
Go buy the best equipment out there. That's the best thing you can do. And go in debt and all this thing. No, negative. It was a joke. I see a lot of guys fall into that trap of I need this, and 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 this. And they, for instance, I had a guy the other day ask me, he's like, I got $1,500 for my stimulus. I'm going to go buy this pressure washer. And I'm like, honestly, I'd rather you keep $500 out and go rent one and take $1,000 and go get marketing, because, people like, I haven't seen him in here, but Greg Townsend, he started out the back of his pickup truck, literally with just pulling the pressure washer out, and he did $82,000 last year. And he's still in the back of a 94 pickup truck, and he just did a $30,000 March, and he's by himself. Yes, pickup truck, everything, out of a 94 pickup truck. So equipment isn't going to go and make you all this money like a lot of people think you're going to do. Does equipment can make you faster? Absolutely. But a lot of people in the new side get into this trap of I need all this equipment. And that is not, Al right here. He had a very little rig that he brought it to me. And he always called it his gay rig, but it made him almost $100,000 last year.
Hashtag gay rig.
Yes, that is true. Especially for Al, because I don't know. He's a little flaky sometimes, but anyway.
Poor Al.
No, I love Al. Al lives only about an hour from me. So, but that's my number one tip. Go out there and figure out marketing, and here's another thing that, I was dealing with one today of somebody that fell into the thing of, well, I can just pay somebody to do marketing for me. Well, that's nice and dandy, but there's a lot of people out there that wants to sell SEO, which is snake oil. And this is a guy that went and spent probably almost about $2,000, and there's nothing there to show for it, and that's something that aggravates the crap out of me. That's a bunch of snake oil. So just be careful with what you are being told through marketing.
Yeah. So that's number 1.
Number 2, don't give up. It's not an easy journey. It's not something that, as being an entrepreneur is like a roller coaster. Some days we're on top of the mountain. We're ready to kill everything. We're ready to do whatever we need to do. And the next day, the whole thing will fall apart. The wheels fall off the truck. You get in a wreck. The 12-volt don't work. The pressure washer don't work. All of that stuff just falls apart, And so that is what you got to be careful of, figuring out your highs and lows. And yes, they're going to happen. Yes, you're going to burn up all the bushes at somebody's house that you might have even did for nothing or low to nothing. And it's going to happen. I mean, it's just going to happen. It don't matter what systems you have in place. It doesn't matter what things that you do. Things are going to happen.
That's why you got to know your why. If you don't know your why, when the crap hits the fan, just like me the other day when I washed that roof and I nuked every bush around the house because I got complacent, I don't let that discourage me. I mean, even if I had to buy, 25 Japanese maples, whatever I've got to do, I'm not going to stop my business. I mean, I don't have an option. I don't have a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? This is it. I'm in this for the long haul. But yeah, you got to know your why, because you're going to hit some hard times. You're going to hit some rough patches.
And as Chris put, my GMB keeps my phone ringing, and that's true 100%. There's things that, I teach and preach of, the 100 photos. There's a reason why the
Google My Business,
the 5-star reviews, making sure all that is good, making sure that we're responding to people. And that is so important. I mean, really, that can blow up. Honestly, I think Google My Business and local is one of the biggest thing in local that we can do to keep it growing.
Yep. What's number 3, man? You got 5 or you just got 3?
I only got 3. Mine only have 2.
2.5.
I just like talking. It's not easy, which I kind of hit on that before. It's not easy to do. I talk a lot. I got my $1 million bill, right? Or $10,000 bill. Here's my $1 million bill. And it is all possible. Anything is possible. We can only put a limit on ourselves. We can, there's people out there that are doing, $150,000, $200,000 by themselves. There's people that's doing $1 million with a couple people. You put your pants on the same way that Elon Musk puts his pants on. All these other people that our brain can be an amazing thing. It can do amazing things if we let it. Self-limiting beliefs is probably the biggest thing that you have to struggle with and fight. I still fight with it myself today. Self-limiting beliefs can be the worst thing for you. And, one other thing that I'm going to say is get around positive people. Get away from the negative. Negative people just bring you down. And not just get around positive people, but get around 5 smart, positive people. They always say that you become the 5 people you're around. Well, you don't want to be the top of the 5 people around, because you ain't got nowhere to go at that point. You want to be the dummy one at the bottom. So there's only one way to go, and that's up. And that is probably, that's probably one of the biggest things I've learned. And then the last is invest in yourself. A lot of times people want to say, the internet, you can go on the internet and find everything for free. You're right. You're 100% right. You can find everything. Honestly, I could probably go get a degree in anything out there because everything is on the internet for free. But you know what? Colleges still take money in every day. Never stop learning. When you think you figured it all out, you have it. Because when you think you figured it all out, you will fail, period. I still learn every day. I still go and do business stuff every couple months. I'm in with BBB with the Bobby and a bunch, Mike Dalkey and some people that are very smart. And I do it for a reason, because I'm investing in myself. I haven't seen him on here, but I don't know. Benjamin Gregory was on mine the other night, and I was talking to him yesterday. He did $500,000. And he said, I've been working in my business so much that I haven't been working on it. And the other thing I asked him, I was like, have you invested in yourself? He's like, No, I've neglected myself, and that is not a good place to be.
Yeah, David Moorman, I had him on 2 weeks ago. He's got a big company up in Canada. He also has a YouTube channel as well. It's called Home Service Business Coach. But he's got a whole thing that he does talking about when it's time to quit being a quarterback and it's time to be the coach. Get out of your business, get out of the field, and go home and work on it. But going back to your surround yourself with 5 people, man. Would you say that that's kind of where our channels come in? I mean, because a lot of people, they may not have a local mentor, and I've got 2 that I talk to probably on a daily basis. Mike is one of them.
But I don't even. And here's the thing: a lot of times we get into this thing that think that they have to be pressure washers in this industry. I don't even want them in there. I want like my CPA. He's super duper smart. He's worth a couple $1 million. I want to be around people like that. Now, and I'm not saying money is everything, because it's not. Money is not everything. But money helps out a lot at the end of the day. But, and it goes back to, sometimes, I grew up in the church and that kind of stuff. And you always heard money was bad and all that kind of stuff. And money's not bad. Money is like this brick. It can either build a beautiful wall or we can throw it through a window. Money is the same way. The love of money is what is bad. But, money is not always bad. I can give money away. I can, I can't build orphanages if I don't have money. Exactly. And so that is the thing about, getting out of that mentality of, what you've been told all those years is some hard things to do sometimes.
Yeah. Not only that, but a lot of people, they get into starting their own business because they want to be rich.
Yep.
Me, I don't care if I'm rich. I like the freedom. I like being able to put my schedule together. And if I want to be done by lunch so I can go pick my kids up from school and go to Dairy Queen or whatever, I can do that.
Time freedom and financial freedom.
I'm telling you, man, that's like, if I could go back and change anything, dude. I mean, I enjoyed, my time in law enforcement and all the other jobs, playing music on the road and things like that, man. But I'm telling you, man, if I could go back and start this business 20 years ago, I may have had a little bit more gray in my beard, but I think that my life would have definitely looked a little different. But I mean, I've got a good life. I'm blessed. But anyway, so, all right. Do you feel like taking questions right now there, good sir?
Oh, I'm good. I can go with it.
Listen, y'all got to come up with some interesting questions now, okay? Because Jason's tired. He's been working on a trailer. I mean, he needs a cup of coffee or something. I mean, you guys got to hit up with some really, really, really good questions. So
actually go back up that question about that, just a little right above hour. He says great Christian man, about a GMB question there. I don't know. Can I click on it? Nope, I can't click on it.
What was it? Do you know who it was?
I don't know. It just went away. I don't worry about it if not. It was something about GMB.
Let me get back up here to him real quick. Now there's learn something new every week. Call your local people and fill in the dead space in your schedule. Is that it?
No.
Can you scroll them?
No, I can't scroll them. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
There you go.
Yeah. Vicky put looking to keep increasing them higher. Google My Business also helped me a lot. I haven't reached 100 pictures yet, but I'm getting there and I'm struggling with reviews, but looking to get better. Just remember when you're trying to get your reviews, this is something that we're not just asking at the very end of the job. We're asking this from the phone call when we're getting that. We're asking it from the phone call. We're asking it from the time we pull up on, the technician knocking on the door, after he's done. And then we're not done with them even then. We're going to even ask them 2 or 3 times, either by email or by text messages, any way we can to get them 5-star reviews. And again, this is a process that, even when we first answer that phone of, our goal is, we're a small business, and our goal is to make sure that you are happy, that you are so happy that you will want to give us a 5-star review. Yeah. And so, and then the technician is the same thing. Hey, after today's cleaning, I want you to be so happy when we do our walk around that you want to give me a 5-star review. And then at the end is, hey, Johnny, if you want to be able to tip me in a way that, away. My boss gives me $10 every time I get a 5-star review. So would you please give me a 5-star review? And then at the end, we're going to ask for that review again, either through text, message, anything we can do to get those 5-star reviews. And I know a lot of times we think that they're not that important, but 5-star reviews are very important. And the pictures, on the other hand, are very important too. Yep. There's a reason behind the pictures of 100 pictures. The data shows that 100 pictures, you're going to get almost 3 times as many phone calls and website visits by having 300 or 100 versus even 50 to 100.
Yeah, that's some good science, man. That's one thing that we're working on nonstop is Google My Business. And you know, some people say that Facebook links to Google My Business. Some people say it doesn't. Google doesn't pull that algorithm and all that stuff. But I mean, I push Facebook really hard. I definitely push Google My Business. Everybody, I didn't when I first started, but over the last 6 months, I've really started focusing on Google My Business, and it's actually helped because you got to think of it, guys. That's actually a form of word of mouth. So like if I'm looking for a restaurant to eat at, we talked about this last week. If I'm looking for a restaurant to eat at, I've never eaten there, and I look up restaurant, blah, 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 and it pulls up these restaurants. I can go to their reviews and look. And if someone's on there saying, oh my God, there were roaches in my Coca-Cola or whatever, or, on vice versa, everybody's like, oh my God, it's the greatest steak I've ever had in my life. And it's just review after review that's positive. I'm like, yeah, we're going to go try that. It's just a form of word of mouth to me.
And like Chris Weeks put, I send my customers before and after pics of the work I did for them, as well as a link. And that's a beautiful thing because a lot of times they're going to use that picture and post that on the Google My Business site, which is even better than you posting that on that Google My Business site. So,
before and after pictures, guys. There are several apps that you can download to your phones if you have iPhones, Android, whatever, that you can. It's really easy to do before and afters. You can even put your logo. I highly recommend you put your logo watermark on there because people will take your crap and use it for their viewing pleasure. Let's see. What does this one say?
How many before and after pictures per job would you recommend? I would only do a couple, and you just don't want before and after pictures either of that 100 pictures. You want pictures of you. You want pictures of your employees. You want pictures of your truck. Because again, it's about social proof in your business. This is a way that you social proof your business. This way, when they see pictures of you on there, and you're all nice and dressed up, and you're not all bleached out and all look, shady. That's going to get you more work at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, people like to put a face with a brand. I mean, that's why there's so many companies that have like spokespersons and stuff. Look at Samuel L. Jackson. With his credit card stuff. And I mean, they like to see a person with that. I've seen a lot of people that get success by posting pictures like with their kids out there with them doing stuff like, oh, he's a family man. Exploit it however you need to exploit it.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
What app is a good app for that? So there's a couple of different apps. One of the apps I've actually come to like a lot is this is a paid app a little bit, but if you have employees, it is a must, and that is Company Cam. That way, a lot of times when you start getting into the employee side of things, you're trying to get the photos and they're putting them on their phone, and now they're taking up all the space and blah, 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 blah. Where Company Cam, I can take a picture of it and it will go right to the internet, and then I can actually watch it pop up on my screen as soon as they take it. So that's something that I would highly recommend.
Nice. There's a good one.
Do you have to get permission from customers to put pictures on GMB? I mean, I had something in my sales side of things that it was in the fine script of, we take pictures. And I've only had one person ever to say, don't you post pictures of my house. And so we didn't.
Yeah. We'll just go down the list, man. I think that's kind of how you do it on your channel right there.
Yeah. We can hit Mr. State Line Power Wash.
State Line. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'll come back to you, Justin. Give me just a second, buddy.
Run a 5 gallon and a half. I've ran a 35 gallon and have no issues with it, and have no problems. I've also, one of my good buddies that's been in the pressure washing business forever, Mike, he's ran it a 5.5 gallon and then just take a took the line and throw it in the grass so that way it don't overheat. So he didn't even have a buffer tank on it. So some of that's going to depend on how much water pressure too you got at your place too.
Yeah. We're just going to go down the list with the questions, guys.
Best surfactant to use. Well, if you're like me and Lean, you don't use any. Now, I like a good surfactant that's not going to leave the windows look like crap. And the two that there's one that I've always used roof stock because it don't do the. And I actually just used one the other day, and it's called Eco Wash. Is who the two I've used that didn't leave my windows looking like crap. And that is what I want to looking for a good surfactant. I think it's called Eco Wash House and Roof Soft Wash, something like that. So,
gotcha. Me, guys. I mean, I was using laundry soap for the longest time, but like Jason says,
how did the windows come out with laundry soap?
You had to rinse them really good and
keep them from looking like somebody blue.
Because what we do, man, is while we're washing the house, I've got a good scrub brush on an extension pole. While we're there, as we wash the house, we'll go ahead and just hit the windows all up and around the jambs and everything, the seals and everything, and then we'll get a good rinse. So the windows actually turned out, people are happy with it because most people aren't like us who have clean windows and stuff where we're just like, oh, there's this, they're just not like that. There you go.
I love that one. You got to use packages. Packages. You preach it. Packages. That's my sales are closing. If you want to get your high, which the goal is to get our higher ticket up, and if you want to get it higher up, that's the best way to get it up is packages. If you're not doing packages, you're leaving money. When you pull up and you have a $300 house wash and you end up selling a $900, house wash, window cleaning, driveway cleaning. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we're right now we're only doing one big one right now because I'm still playing with the packages things. We're doing a big thing that's the springtime special, but it's if you get your roof and your house wash, we do your driveway for free.
Yeah,
and people are jumping all.
I don't give nothing for free either.
Well,
you got to get packages, dude. If you're doing house washing, do window cleaning. If you don't do window cleaning, there's other packages you can do. Yeah. Packages. People will upsell themselves, and you don't even have to do nothing.
Yeah, that's something we're working on. It's just hard to slow down to work on it, man. When your schedule's just booking up like crazy, we're blessed.
And you know what you do when that happens? You raise your prices.
That's right. Hey, let's see.
Questions are coming in fast, and we're answering.
I know, man. I've got ADD too, so I'm trying to. Hey. Have I ever been to Asheville, North Carolina? Is that where that is? I have not been to Asheville, but I was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina for a while. My concrete question, red dirt stain on new construction concrete without damaging it. F9 bark seems to work pretty good on that.
And don't put no pressure at all on it. It's brand new.
Plus that cream, all the pieces and stuff, make it nasty. New concrete is scary to me.
Yep. I'll make sure it's at least 6 to 8 months old, and then I still worry about it.
Yeah. Let's see. I record. I'm just going to go down the list, man. Yeah, we always take pictures, guys. Take pictures of the furniture and stuff on the front porch. When you get there and there's flowers and chairs and shoes, like we did a house yesterday or the day before, and they forgot to take the shoes off the porch. I mean, there was like 77 pairs of shoes on there, but instead of just throwing them back up there where they were, we put them nice and neat and things like that.
I started using packages. What do you say? I started using packages even on straight window cleaning jobs. Absolutely. Because even just the window cleaning, you can do window cleaning, you can do window and track cleaning, you can do window and track and screen cleaning. Same way with house washing. House washing is, one of the packages, and this is one of my secret ones, is, you just do the walls. You're going to clean the whole house anyway, but you just charge to do the walls, and that's what you tell them. And then in package 2, you're going to do all the gutters and soffits and everything. Of course, you're going to do it on package 1 too, but you don't tell them that. And you upsell that $50. So now you just took your $300 house wash and you made it $350.
And people ask that. I mean, I've had people say, yeah, we're going to do all the exterior walls that are done. Like, well, what about my gutters and my soffits and those things? Like, I'm just like, yes, ma'am. We're going to, and now that you're saying that, I'm like, oh, that would be why, because some people do that. Let's see. I missed one. I don't use any surfactant anymore. State Line Power Wash. How does that work for you, man? I'd like to know. I like my soaps, man. I don't like smelling bleach too much. I like my soaps.
I did one with no soap the other day and just bleach, and it made the windows look horrible.
If you get SH2 hot, guys, you can jack some glass up. I will tell you that. Let's see. I can't hardly read all that.
Yeah, includes blanket. I mean, that sounds about right. 1,600. That actually sounds a little cheap, but it might not be. Make sure that it's got the right code and it's not a janitorial code for the right pressure washing insurance. Yeah. You skip Al too, because he likes to talk too much sometimes. So
Al's posing like every other comment. Yeah, we love you, Al. I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to let everybody else get a chance too, man. Here's a random one doing a beautiful.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. You can't hurt chickens.
How about a discount for reviews and referrals? I have actually done this. I've actually thrown in a sidewalk here and there. Hey, we'll touch that up, or a little pad or on the back or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah. Just the biggest thing is ask. You got to keep asking for them. If you're not asking for reviews, that's, and I've known people to do like gift cards, stuff like that, or even discount it down and different things to try to get those referrals, and not only referrals, but reviews too.
Yeah. Get 10% off your next service if you refer somebody. John W. asked this question. John, I just started, I just signed up with Footbridge Media after my talk with Aaron last week, and seeing where they have gotten him in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to try them out. So I'll let you guys know, but I'm paying, with Aaron's discount, I'm paying $175 a month. That is for them to build my website, and help me with my marketing and all that. So I'll let you know about that. Any thoughts on that, Jason?
You want my honest thoughts, or you want my?
That's what we're here for.
It's like any website. If you're not putting stuff into it, it's not going to do any good. It's not going to rank just by them building a website, especially if you're in an area that is tough in marketing wise, that has a lot of competition. Even them, you're going to have to make sure that you are doing blogs. You're going to have to make sure that they're putting information out there all the time. Because I don't think they do on that $200, whatever it is, $179. I don't think that includes the Google My Business side of things. So there's things that you got to do to make sure that you're ranking. If you think you're just going to pay $200 a month and not do anything, you're going to pay $200 and you're going to have a website that's not going to rank.
Yeah, they actually let you know, and they tell you right off the bat, you're going to kind of have to follow all of our guidance. I mean, as far as what you post, how you post, what you tag in those posts, the pictures.
And it takes time. This isn't something that, it takes time. And, I was, and I do like SEO, and I think that's still it. But, I was doing a thing with my wife the other day of seeing how many times it takes to scroll down before you start getting organic. And it can take anywhere from 5 to 6 scrolls on a phone. And this is like 70 to 75% is all through your cell phone. So you just got to keep that in mind that, organic is nice and everything, but it is also pretty far down at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mike had a comment there, text, email, and ask for a review. Mike is, guys, if you guys haven't checked out Mike's channel, I just put his link up here on the screen.
Make it easy. That's the number one thing. People are lazy, and it goes back to this. People are lazy. They don't want to scroll 6 times. They're lazy. So you got to make it easy. And actually, Mike did a very good video on this here. It's been a couple months ago about making it easy. Don't make it overcomplicated. I hate when I see people, they're asking some of the stupidest questions of, why are you even asking that? That has nothing to do with it. If you can't figure it out by looking online and getting that information yourself, why are you asking these stupid questions that has nothing to do with it. You got to make it easy for them to book it. You know, a lot of people don't even want to talk to you anymore. They want to just text. They, you know, and I see a lot of times. And actually, I just did I've been doing a little bit of some data research on signs, you know, and putting that call to text, putting call or text is a huge thing at the end of the day. People are texting to get pricing and making it easy. Again, they don't want to talk to people. So,
yeah. I mean, and they want everything fast. I mean, look at Amazon. I mean, people don't want to wait for their stuff. That's just like us. I can probably count on my hands how many houses that I've actually went and looked at to quote. I mean, if it's a $200 or $300 house, dude, I'm gonna pull it up on Google Earth. I'm gonna measure it, and you know, a lot of times you can do that. You can also type in the address and what is that, the real estate pages and stuff, and you'll see what the house looked like before and things, and you'll see a lot of times you don't have to go and quote. I mean,
nope. And some people, you know, there's some people that I know quote and can get higher closing tickets and stuff like that. And, you know, you got your good and bads. I know some big companies that quote everything in person. I know some big companies that don't quote anything. You know, I didn't quote anything in person. My goal was to get enough leads that I didn't have to go out there and do it. You know, our close rate was 50%. And, you know, I knew what my close rate was. And yeah, if I went and closed them in person, I probably could have got it up to 55, maybe 60%. But I looked at it as, you know, then it's just more cost out of your pocket. You know, you got to pay, you know, time is money. You got to pay somebody to drive there, whether you got salesmen or yourself and that kind of thing.
Yeah. State line power wash. How do you incentivize? That's a word. Getting paid in cash.
So you want the moral question or the right question or
gunpoint?
You know, you're in a business. You're supposed to show all tax things. That's the ethical way of doing things. You know, that it's up to you and between you and God at that point. You know, but I never gave a discount if you paid for cash because I didn't look at it as any way different at that point. So
I quoted a big job one time, and a guy said, "What if I pay you $1,200 cash, no receipt?" And I'm like, "Sir, we're a professional company. We're not concerned with cash payments and stuff." And he's like, "I like the way you talk." I never got the job, but I'm just like, "Bro, don't come at me. They're trying to cut a deal with me." That mess, man. Yep. Would you agree that people are like that sometimes, man? People will try to tell you exactly how much you should be making.
Oh yeah. And the best one is I'll get you more. I know all these people.
Yeah.
I got this buddy. He's got 10 houses. He's ready to clean them all. Just give me a good deal, and I'll get you a good deal on all these other ones.
Yeah. I quoted a house the other day. It's like a single wide trailer, man. I quoted it for $175, and the lady booked it, and then she messaged back later that day and said that she was going to let her nephew do it. But come to find out, I knew somebody that knew her, and she was going to pay him more money to do it. And I'm like, all right. Well, anyway.
Because you were doing too cheap, Scott.
Yeah, 30 minutes, bro. I'm in and out for $175. I'm not gonna fuss.
You got to change that mindset. You got to get that minimum up to 250, 200, 250.
Yeah, I do.
Mindset.
175 is my minimum right now, and I'm probably going to bump it up because I don't really like. I mean, honestly, man. I mean, and I learned that over the last year and a half, man. You got to cut out the bottom while you're building the top. And we're starting to get into some tickets where that's $1,350 a house, things like that. And we're just not going to have time for the little 175s, man. I did a little small thing yesterday, just out of the kindness of my heart. A guy wanted 2 slabs done at a cemetery. They were concrete, real easy. I'm like $100, man, you know, and when I got out there, it took me like 5 minutes literally. And he's like, I was like, "No, man, don't worry about it today." He's like, "No, I know what it's like." You know, people just want to give you money, man. If people like you, they'll give you money. I mean, they'll pay you and they'll leave you a review. But anyway, let's get back on track.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I learned. The biggest thing is having a minimum of, you know, and even, you know, 175 is nice, but time you figure the fuel to get out there, all that kind of stuff. And that it's kind of where you got to be at to be able to get our prices up there. So that way we can be profitable. We can put more money. We can dump a boatload in marketing. We can dump, you know, equipment and all of that kind of thing.
Well, not only that, like, and that's. I mean, I had already talked about bringing my minimum up because I've got an employee, and he gets paid a percentage of every job that we do because I want him to do good, and he busts his tail for me, and he's a good kid.
Does he know how to put water on plants and stuff and keep stuff?
That was my fault, man. He's my little trunk monkey, man. He was up on the roof. I mean, it's a roof that I'm not getting on.
So you was the one not watering.
That was me. I'm telling you, I dropped the ball. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that I failed miserably on that on that roof wash. I'm probably going to have to replace some bushes and trees, bro.
I mean, it happens. I've done it.
The worst is when you're just like rolling everything up and you accidentally pull the trigger on your soft wash and it just squirts right into a beautiful lily or a rose bush or something. It's just like, I mean, you had the whole yard to spray. You sprayed right there. Anyway, Let's see. Average cost of insurance. I'm paying $48 a month for $1 million policy. That's what I'm paying.
Yeah, it's all over the board. It depends on where you're at, that kind of stuff.
I don't know Big Rob.
Jason preaches it. It taught me. He taught me.
He do that. Name brand. We're talking about Mike right there. Yes. Mike posted a video a while ago, and Mike is a goofball, and you'll realize that he was just joking.
I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Oh, Mike is the dean of clean. Don't ever let him live that down. Hey, Robert Fling, what's up, dude? Here you go.
SEO is great, but it's hard to outrank sites like Angie's List. If you have a lot of Google ads above organic listings, they will never even see your number one site. I would agree almost 100% on that. And here's the other thing that a lot of people don't understand. I had a website that I put a lot of time into it back 5-6 years ago, and it's ranking number one, and it still ranks number one. And I haven't touched it in probably 4 or 5 years. And, to try to knock me off of those keywords is good luck on that. So that's the other thing that SEO is one of those things that it's not just content, it's not just backlinking, but time has a lot to do with a good website. So if you have a company that has been there forever and they've done their due diligence and did all the work that they needed to, it's going to be hard to knock them off that number one spot.
Yeah, especially like with me, like I'm ranking up, like I'm in a small town, so of course it's not hard for me to be number one.
Right.
But the towns around me are not real big either. But there's people over there that live in those towns who have been there longer than me. They don't have a website. They've got 2 reviews, and here I am with a website, Google My Business, all this stuff, and like lots of 5-star reviews. And I'm still not. But I'm starting to see though. Consistently posting and making sure you got your keywords and things like that, guys. You could spend a whole year trying to learn keywords and you still wouldn't know half of it. But yeah, I'm starting to see that we're growing a little bit. Let's keep going here. Let's see. State lines.
Yeah, I like, and then the other thing on that about the signs, I'm finding out pressure washing is better than house washing too, is another little tip.
Like on your actual yard signs?
On your yard sign.
I've had like 5 calls from yard signs, dude, like total. And I've gotten 1 job from them. I don't know, man. I'm in the rural middle of nowhere, man. I hadn't had a lot of response. I did try something new for advertising this week, man. Everybody listens to the radio station around here, like the radio station. So I ran some spots this week. It's like, it wasn't very expensive for 2 spots a day, morning drive, afternoon drive. But they didn't put my phone number in there. They put my website, but they didn't put my phone number. So I'll have to go back and try it again.
Yeah, I like pressure washing a lot. I like that. It's what is your time worth? If you want me to come look at your house, the price is going up. I agree 100%, Mike.
Oh, Mikey.
Raise my minimum to $250 this year. Worth it with an employee.
I'm trying to keep up with you, man.
Oh, that's fine. I'm all over the place. So,
yeah, you're used to this scrolling questions and stuff.
Yeah, you got to get better at it. It's a talent to you got to clicker over there.
Well, I'm still up at the top. I was trying to go from top to bottom. I guess I missed a bunch. Let me get down here to the bottom. Here we go.
I love Mike. He is awesome. Always love his honestly like you guys. Yep.
No Jag had a go. Call me page.
No
Yeah.
joke.
Okay. I see you now. I see it
No
now.
joke. Had a guy call me yesterday to come power wash his barbecue grill grates. Told him my minimum was $250. His response, "Can you come out tomorrow?" And I want to hit on this.
People do stuff like that, man.
I want to hit on this a little bit because I had one not too long ago, and people literally talked right themselves out of a job. It was a little patio porch basically, and the guy was like, "Well, we really want to do packages and blah 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 blah," and he talked for another 5 minutes, and as soon as he got done talking, the customer was like, "I'm going to talk to my wife." That's it. Instead of saying, "Hey, that's going to fall under our minimum of $250. When would you like to come schedule it? When would you like to set me?
I have Thursday open.
Yeah, I have Thursday open. Would you like me to come then? Not, you don't really want to pay me money, because it's not worth your time. No, if somebody, what? Here it comes down to this. This is a husband calling, probably because his wife's been on him to try to do this, and you know what? The wife holds something that the husband wants. And so these are things that if you can make the wife happy, guess what? Happy wife equals happy life. And so it's all about making the wife happy. He don't care if it costs $250. That might be the best $250 he ever spent.
Yep. Yeah. And that's something that I talk to the people, like when I leave, I'm like, "You think mama's going to be happy?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's going to be real happy. I'm going to get some points." I'm like, "Hey man, that's good." That's something that you guys that are overthinking this business, you're problem solvers. You're going to these people's houses to solve a problem. You ride by the house, you see a really, really dirty driveway or a green roof. That's a problem. Go talk to them about solving it. You're not there to sell them anything. I mean, technically you are, but I mean, if you go up there looking at it as you're trying to solve a problem for people, and it helps as far as getting your close rates and stuff like that. But and there's another thing that we've talked about a million times, and that is while I am here, if I'm there to do a house wash, when I notice that the driveway is filthy, while I'm here, do you want us to, you talk about packages and stuff, you can always upsell. Those words right there will get you a lot of business.
Yeah. And another thing I like to hit on too is, just because there's a bunch of dirty houses, that don't mean they're your customers either. Because the best people I love are the houses that are completely clean. Like, somebody was telling me the other day, they went to this house. Oh, Mike, my buddy down here in Georgetown, was like, I went to a house and I was like, it's like, I couldn't even see no dirt. And he's been doing this longer than I have. He's been probably doing this since 2006, 2007. And he's like, I didn't see no dirt. And he's like, I almost didn't wash it. So I washed the house. The dude comes out and was like, "Man, that's much better. That looks amazing." He's like, I didn't even have to do nothing,
But people, I love that. I've got several customers that are like that, man. And we do them on a quarterly basis. I mean, I got one lady, she calls me. I mean, I've got her on the schedule already, but she always knows about what time it's supposed to be. And she'll message me and she's like, "Hey, as far as this cleaning, all I really see on the outside, it's not real dirty. It's just like spider webs and dirt dauber nests and things like that. But we can go ahead and do the whole house." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." Hey, whatever, People, that's exactly. I like that, man. That's good because a lot of people are riding around looking for those really dirt. Let me tell y'all something real quick, and I'll let Jason get back in here, man. I'm sorry, I just got to throw it in here. Pay attention to people's yards. If you pull up at the house and they're like, and you think you're going to walk up and give them a flyer for washing a roof, in my opinion, this is just my opinion now, and there's like engine blocks laying in the yard. You know what I mean? You got to step over 5 Rottweilers to get to the house, and it's just like touching your elbows when the grass is so high. I mean, save your flyer. That's just my opinion. I'll leave it at that. But anyway.
No, I agree on that one.
Dude, they're not going to do it. They don't care. They don't care. Oh God! Look for the well manicured yards, the ones that the people come cut their grass for them.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Mike put exactly right, Jason. Old websites are hard to knock off. Thank goodness for me. And and I'll come at that question, but that's a good point of them old websites, and they can be the ugliest, nastiest, clunkiest looking thing, but they can be the best converting sites, and you will not knock them off of that site at that point.
Yep. Let me tell you something about Mike up there at All About Pressure Washing. I'm 2 hours away from Mike. And I can type in my Google search out here in the middle of the boondocks, house washing.
And he's coming
Guess
up.
who pops up? I don't like him. I don't like him like that. I don't like him like that. Anyway, I'll leave him alone. All right, here we go. Let's see.
Yeah, you can't mix apple dye or any dye in bleach, because bleach is going to eat the pigment, and that's why it's going away. That's why you got to do that in its own surfactant. You can't, if you want the color, you got to put it in its own little container and then mix it as it's going through. You can't downstream or nothing like that. As soon as you put that bleach in there, it starts eating that, because
is that apple wash or apple blossom?
Either one, apple wash or apple blossom. It's got the pigment in there, and that bleach is that, and that pigment is organic. And what does bleach do? It kills the organic, which is the red dye.
Good question, man. I like that. I didn't have any clue about that. I spray soap. I keep it simple, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And it may hurt me on my YouTube channel one day, but there are people out there trying to sell y'all something every single day, guys.
100%.
God, every time you turn around, it's like, oh, this is the latest and greatest. Okay. Someone wanted to know, are you in Kentucky or are you in Ohio?
I'm in both. No, I'm actually in Kentucky. I'm about 5 minutes from the Cincinnati airport, which the Cincinnati airport is in Kentucky.
All right. So I want to know what a dirt dauber is. First of all, it's spelled D-A-U-B-E-R, I think. Don't let me correct you too much there. You know what a dirt dauber is?
I know what a dirt dauber is.
Dirt dauber looks like a wasp. And I think it's actually in the wasp family, but they go and they find all the most, like the hardest clay that they can find, and they stick it to the wall. And
usually it's brick because it's good and porous, and that way
it sticks even harder. Dude, and let me tell you something. Get you a good scrub brush. There's one on Amazon that it's actually a grout scrub brush for grout. And oh my God, it works so good. But that and some LA's totally awesome, or like a really good, like Crud Cutter's a good one.
A lot of times I'll just hit it with my soap nozzle straight shooter and just keep hitting it with the soap, and that'll usually
or on brick, you get right up there to it with your nozzle and let the pressure build up and go. Oh, they make a mess, dude. You guys don't have a clue. Oh, you guys don't know what it's like a mud bug. Mud bug. I ain't heard of that in a long time. All right, let's see.
I've gotten calls for house wash that pulled up, and I said, forget it. The house don't need a house wash. Needs a wrecking ball.
Yeah, when the fleas are climbing up your pants leg, get back in the truck. Let me tell you what happened to me the other day real quick, man. We went out there to do a roof wash. And as we pulled up to roll our hoses out, the guy that is like the biggest guy around here for spraying weeds in yards and stuff, he goes around and does fertilizers and stuff. He had just got done nuking this entire yard with pesticide or whatever it is that kills weeds. What is that? Algicide? What is that? Herbicide. Yeah. But anyway, and I wasn't dragging my hoses through all that crap. I mean, it's laying there with foam all over the place. I'm not doing that. So I had to explain to the customer, hey, this is not healthy. Plus, if we let bleach mix with that right there, it's not good. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. So we got to go back Thursday and do it. But anyway, keep going. You can fire your customers, guys.
Absolutely, 100%. Dirt dauber is like a mud bug, pretty much. Yes.
Hey.
You gotta stop talking about me, Lawn Commander said.
Al is blowing it up. Degreaser will get it off downstream, breaks the webs up. There's a couple things that I cannot stand about house washing. One is a wasp's nest, because there's always that little bitty stick that sticks down, and I mean,
get off.
Dirt dauber nest, and then there's always that one little spider egg sac that just, it doesn't matter which angle you hit it with a rinse, it just won't come off. You guys will figure that out if you're doing the business. All right, guys, bring the questions in now. We got about 15 more minutes, and we're going to let Mr. Geiman get some sleep. He's a little tired over there. He's starting to get if you'll watch Jason over here in the screen, he started out up here. Now he's like,
well, I have my green screen on. If I go down here, and then you get to see the bottom of it. So that's why I had to pull up there a little bit.
Hey, we're having a whole conversation on dirt daubers, apparently. Guys, Google dirt dauber, D-A-U-B something. Anyway.
But, that goes back to, finding who your customers are, knowing who you are. you know, a lot of times we look at we want to be and this is what I see a lot of times, you know, we want to go do that free house. And I'm not against doing a free house, especially in the beginning, and you need pictures and you need that kind of stuff. But don't go find a trailer park to do your free house on. Go find the houses that you want to clean. Go find them big houses of these are the ones I want to clean, because those will help you, you know. And I always say that, you know, those pictures, one of those pictures could be worth $10,000, could be worth $50,000. You know, and so that's why we got to make sure we're getting our before and afters. We got to make sure that we are getting pictures. And again, we want to get pictures of houses we want to clean. We don't want the $100,000 houses. We want the $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 houses.
Yeah, I'm trying not to post single wides on my website. That's just me, guys.
So those are some things that you got to look at to make sure that you are being able to get, because at the end of the day, it's like I've been saying is, you know, our goal is to get our average ticket up. You know, our sweet spot was around that 23 to about 2,700 square feet. You know, you can get in and out about an hour and 15 minutes and if you get the window and everything, maybe 2 hours, and you're almost at $600.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sure you get this question all the time, and nobody's asking, but I'm going to ask it. I mean, there's something that I preach about on my channel, and that is everybody wants to know, I've got all this equipment, I've got whatever, and I'm still not getting customers and stuff. I mean, everybody has to understand that, first of all, this business isn't for everyone. Business period isn't for everyone. But a thing that I harp on is, that's one of the first things I want to know is, do you have people skills? I mean, if you're just, I mean, I said it a million times on this channel, man. I mean, if you've got the personality of a cucumber or a cardboard, it doesn't matter how fancy you look and all that. I mean, people have to like you. I mean, feel free to jump in on that one, man. I just want you guys, that was just something I thought about. I haven't seen anybody ask about it tonight, but
I'm going to go on the fact of a lot of people, and I agreed to that to some point, but there's a lot of introverts that I know that have really taken off and have been really good at doing this job. One is Nick Sick. You know, he did $80,000 his first year last year, and he's a fireman, but he's not really an outgoing person. And he would have done over 100 last year, but he got hit by a truck on a motorcycle. And you know, that kind of slowed him down because he hasn't been able to walk. He's just now he's back to full time at the firehouse now. But he was an introvert. He's not talking to a lot of people at the time. You know, I think the biggest thing is getting educated. If you don't know how to do something, there's plenty of resources out there. You know, in my course, I teach about phone scripts. Why do I teach about phone scripts? Because I don't want you to sound like an idiot on the phone. Because if you sound like an idiot on the phone, guess what? You're not going to get the job. You know, and some of it is as simple as smiling on the phone. You're going to say, Jason, why the heck do I need to smile on the phone? Because people can pick that up in there. So that's why you smile on the phone. It makes you happy. It makes the conversation happy. And that is why you do it for. You know, there's things that you want to do on that phone script so that it doesn't make you sound stupid. You know, and here's the thing. Just because you're not good at something, you know, I see a lot of times, Jason, one of the guys that did 150,000 last year, he was one that he's not very good with equipment. In fact, he's awful with equipment, as can't fix nothing. And I've had people saying, well, I can't believe he's doing that. But he's doing $150,000. What did you do? And you can work on equipment. Yeah. Maybe it's not about the equipment at the end of the day. Maybe it's about knowing what you need to do and figuring out what gets business, and what brings in business is important at the end of the day.
Maybe I shouldn't say people skills. I'm not necessarily talking about the introverts. I'm talking about the people that
no, and I understand what you're saying, because that goes with the book of E-Myth. Some people have a technician mindset. Some people have just a complete, you know, and if you can't get out of that technician mindset into that entrepreneur mindset, you're going to have a struggle in the whole thing at the end of the day.
Yeah. I've talked to people on Facebook, and they're like, man, I've got all this, I've got all that, blah, 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 blah. I still can't get any business. But just having a conversation with them, you can tell that they're jerks. I mean, and that's what I'm talking about with like people skills, man. Not only that, it's just your appearance. I mean, if you walk into the house and you're looking like this right here, you know, I mean, anyway, let's keep going.
I like
Lord have mercy. They talking about a police and fireman, whatever. Anyway. Hey, let's see.
I mean, the firemen are always better. I mean, the cops, all they do is eat donuts. So
easy killer.
No, I always love I always love the cops. So.
Craig Stackard, I'm in South Georgia, and that's about what we're paying a gallon down here. I can get it as cheap as $2, but I got to go 2 hours away to get it.
I'm awful with equipment. Jason, you're 100% right.
I'm terrible with equipment. If there's a YouTube video, I can find it. That's one thing I like about your channel. If something's broke or something, I can be like, hey.
Yeah, I'm going to put more out there on it. I'm going to build another trailer. So
let's see. Good live stream.
I'm bald and handsome, so that's why I always want to talk to the wife. The business will teach you what you do. Have patience.
That's a good point right there. Guys need to quit comparing themselves to others. Yeah, my first year, guys, we did around 54,000 total. Jason, I mean, you remember what y'all did your first year when y'all first started?
Yeah, my first year was 35,000.
Yeah.
And that's a good point of quit comparing to what other people are doing. Because here's the thing, because it happens. I see it all the time, and I love this is the thing that I love Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook person because I think it's a bunch of people that want to puff their feathers and say this. You know, you can see the people that are making money. Usually, the people that are making money aren't posting on Facebook or even in the groups here. People that are making money, you know, and you can see a lot of times somebody will say, I'm doing this or that. And then, you know, the next day or two, they kind of put their foot in their mouth later on. And so don't always believe what you hear online. You know, that's just something that I've learned over the years, and it's kind of fun to watch. But, you know, you just got to go with it. And it goes back to what I said, you know, if you did $1 million and it cost you $986,000, was it worth it at that point? You know, how profitable are you? How much money are you really making versus how much money is going back out?
Well, not only that, you know, comparing yourself to others, you may get on Facebook and social media and stuff, and you may see one of your competitors who's posting pictures every single day of a different house, and they're wide open doing all kinds of stuff, but they're going broke because they're not charging enough. So don't compare yourself to someone who looks like they're overwhelmingly busier than you are. They may be busy being broke or going out of business, and they just don't know it yet.
Yep.
So anyway, they're still talking about cops and
Get educated about the whole process, not just the equipment and washing, but business and marketing, and take action. You'll be fine. And you know, that's the thing too.
Hey, Reggie,
you know, I did a lot of not just, you know, learning about pressure washing, but, you know, learning about other things in the industry. You know, go to social media marketing world which it was canceled this year, but different conferences that teach you different skills of, you know, marketing, sales, all of those things can help you at the end of the day.
Yeah. This is a good one, man. I had struggled with this when I first started too. You can also look at your pool chemical distributors near you, pool supply companies.
Industrial chemical suppliers is one. Another way to find it is go to some of your hotels or your HOA and see where they get them, because a lot of times they're getting it bulk and putting in at the hotel or for the pool at the HOA. So go find those people too, can also help you find it.
Yeah. One of my frequent flyers right here.
Mr. Zig. I have a fixed multiple problems by YouTube. This video came up and helped me fix it.
This is Kevin right here, man. He had some positive stuff for you guys. We're going to take probably about 4 to 5 more questions, and then we're going to get on about the night.
You don't even know how much you've helped me with the videos.
That's what it's all about, man.
I've helped a lot of people with my videos.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm only like 5 foot, 6'6".
I saw a picture of you on your Facebook that I'm like, good God, that dude's tall.
Yeah, when
I'm
you
5'6", so don't yeah.
When you put me, Hendeliner, and Bobby Walker, and if you've met any of those, all of those look like giants on their own until you see me. So,
Mike Z, what to use for efflorescence? I've used I like F9 products myself, F9 Restorations. I've used their F9 E-Flow before, and it works pretty decent. But the trick about efflorescence is sometimes if you remove it, you're actually taking a Band-Aid off, and it's going to get worse. And a lot of times it is so bad that you're actually going to have to use some kind of media blaster to get it off. Jason, go ahead.
And if you don't fix the problem, you're just wasting your time.
That's a tricky junk right there.
That's the problem. If you can get it, what is happening is water getting in the backside of that wall or whatever, and it's leaking out the salt out of the wall. And so if you don't fix the water problem, it does you no good.
Yeah, I've gotten where I'll try to get a little bit of it off, man, but I just let people know you're probably going to have to media blast that crap off, and somebody else is going to have to do it because it's so time consuming, man.
Yes, it is. So, the biggest thing, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I get that all the time. I'm about to drop something epic, and it's just like crickets.
So the biggest thing is, like I said, is make sure you go out there and take action. There's a lot of people that want to take action. There's a lot of people that but they are scared to death at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you have to take action. Even if you screw up and burn up all the bushes at the house, you got to take action, and to be able to get the needle to move, you have to take action to be able to get reaction to get it to move. And so these are things that you have to do to be able to grow a successful business. Is it scary sometimes? Yes. Is it like we got to take a step in the air and hope for the best? Absolutely. But, there is things out there that can help you get to the next level. And that is that's why I post on my channel. I post a lot on my channel. I post every Sunday night. I have somebody on every Thursday night. I have, it's just usually me talking about something, usually about marketing here lately. And then I even post another video a week of learning something. Always keep learning and always take action. If you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. I can want a business to grow all I want, but want isn't going to get me nowhere at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'll take a couple more real quick, guys. We're pushing about an hour and 15 minutes in now. Mike Miller says, thanks for the free knowledge, guys. I follow you both and have implemented plenty of the things you guys do. We started fresh and we've already done almost 10 grand. Good job, dude. Kevin R wants to know about adding dryer vent cleaning services. I'm honestly, guys, I'm down to like 3 services in my company. I'm doing roof washing, house washing, driveway cleaning. Was doing exterior window cleaning, man, but now it's commercial window cleaning. I have gotten rid of completely. It's too much headache and not enough money. But I have been told that dryer vent cleaning is a really good add-on.
Yeah, I did exterior window cleaning only at the houses, but I never did much of that. I couldn't tell you one way or the other, to be honest. So,
just see, Zig says something positive for you there.
Get in Jason's program. It's worth the money. His advice to raise my prices has brought my average ticket from probably $200 to $500 to $600.
And what program is that, Jason?
So I have a thing at pressurewashhelp.com. You can go check it out. I'm going to put a link. It won't be in there all the way today. Actually, if you can get it done there, I'll get it in there tonight for you. But pressurewashhelp.com, I believe it'll be Scott Cleans It. Will be the link. You'll get 7 days free. And that way you can go in there and check it out. I go over everything. I go over marketing. I go over in-depth marketing, in-depth packages, how to do the perfect house wash, following the 25 steps that I teach. all of the stuff that you need to be able to grow a business and be successful. Like Zig did work last year and his average was $200. And the biggest thing that I really preach is knowing your value. If you know your value, you can be successful. And it's not just like we were saying about, but you can have time freedom. If you're trying to make money at $200 versus $600, that's 3 jobs versus 1 job. And that is something that is huge. But if you go to pressurewashhelp.com, you can see it. But I'll try to get that link up tonight for pressurewashhelp.com/Scott Cleans It. And that'll give you 7 days free.
That's right. All right, guys, we'll take a couple more and then we're going to get out of here. We appreciate all you guys. I think we got almost up to 80 people there at one time. Let's see here. Jason says, Zig says, use my affiliate link.
We'll post it up there, and then that way you can, Scott, I'll take it down.
Mike Z, are you talking about on concrete? If you're talking about on concrete, it's tricky. It all depends on how long it's been there. Are you using hot water pressure washer? There's a million things that go into that. It will never, in my opinion, be 100%. But you can.
I never guarantee oil 100%.
The only thing I've seen that's got it like really, 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 really good is heating it up with a blowtorch, getting it to come to the surface and then cleaning it. But that's
and it's still down in the concrete.
It's still in the concrete.
Huge sponge.
Let's see.
Know your ideal customer and target them.
Poor Mike.
Man,
Mike, I thought you were at a soccer game, bro.
That is probably the most found thing of what people need to do. And this is probably the least thing that people do is finding out who is your customer. And I'm not just talking about, well, my customer is a person that lives in a $150,000 house. That's not what I'm talking about. I want to know everything about this customer. I want to know, are they married? Do they have kids?
College education?
What they look like. I want to see a picture of what they look like, their family, their education, the whole 9 yards. And when you start figuring that out, you will be, because then you can, when you do marketing, you can talk straight to that person. Yep. And when you talk straight to that person, they're like, ha. I want to know where they shop at. My customer isn't shopping at Walmart.
Yep.
I mean, I know you in Georgia, in the middle of nowhere, they might be shopping at Walmart because there ain't nowhere else to shop. But if that's not the case, I want the people that are shopping at Whole Foods versus Walmart. Those are things that we need to know. And even if you got to go to those places to see what people are like, what people do, how they act, how they do things, where are they going next, everything like that of knowing your customer, that is what will help you grow your business. Because then we can market and target them, point them out the whole 9 yards.
Think about Lamborghini, you guys. You don't ever see a Lamborghini commercial on TV because why? The people that can afford Lamborghinis don't watch TV.
Yep.
They know their target customer. All right, we're going to take one more, make it a really, really, really good question, you guys. Jason, I appreciate you coming on tonight. Everybody for sticking around. Make sure you check out Jason's channel. Make sure you go to pressurewashhelp.com. I can say it, I promise. Let's get one more question in, you guys.
An accent duel.
Accent duel. I saw that too, man. All right, guys. You guys don't want to know nothing from Mr. Jason Geiman. Give me a break, guys. Come on, drop something.
Sharon is in the G-Wagon.
All right, I don't have a clue about that one. I'm going to give it to you. This will be our last one for tonight, guys, and this video will be made available right after it goes off.
So I've talked to Mike about this one. The biggest thing about it is when it comes to commercial work, a lot of times people are like, I want to charge 33 cents per square foot, or I want to charge so much per square foot. And that's not how I bid any of my commercial. I shoot for $300 an hour, and I try to figure out how long is it going to take me. If I look at a wall and I say, that's probably going to take me an hour, then I can just kind of figure out that. Or, once you start bidding stuff, and I know if you've never bid it, it makes it tough. But, I shoot for that $300 an hour for my trucks, and then that way I can be successful at the end of the day. But, that's something that it does take time. And then even in the beginning, even if you bid it for so many hours, and add another 10 to make sure that you've got enough added to it. And then some of that's going to depend on how much, if you got to rent a lift or if you think you can do it without it. If you think if it's a maybe, go ahead and put that lift rental in there. So that way, if you do have to lift, if you do have to get it, you don't lose money. But if you don't have to get it, then obviously you make money. And so those are some things that you really got to look at to be able to make sure that you're making profit. And even if you're at $200 an hour, I don't care, $200 an hour. You got to look at thinking, how long is it going to take me to be able to do that? And that's how I bid at all my, we did hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of apartment associations and stuff like that. And it was all bid on per hour, not per job.
Yeah. You see one last one you want to take, or you want to just let it rip tonight?
I just looking through there. I do the same thing, Jason, for everything. I charge on time. Used to do the square footage thing and found out I was not charging enough.
That's me too, man. I'll use it as a guideline, and then I'll kind of just look at it and be like, it's going to take more than that.
Yep. And that's the thing that you got to really look at and make sure that you're being profitable. A lot of times we want to get into this step of, well, I'm going to charge 50 cents a square, 20 cents a square foot and 40 cents for this here. And, that's a guideline and not, I want to be profitable at the end of the day.
That's it. All right, Jason, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'd love to come back over to your channel sometime soon. You guys make sure you check out Jason's channel, Pressure Wash Help. It's on YouTube. Also, check out pressurewashhelp.com. We'll be live again next Tuesday night, as long as the good Lord lets us stick around. And I believe Mr. Raymond Notario will be on next week, and that'll be a good one as well. Jason, I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you guys coming on the show tonight. And don't forget to subscribe.